What's up, guys? It's your main man. I'm bringing guys some more things, right? Ace Attorney, justice for all. Last part, we started our investigation, and I believe we found a listening device in that big bear you see in the background there. And now Gumshoe has gone off to find out what was on the thing. But the police are professionals. They'll find us, so don't worry. Yeah, we still need to find. But if we don't win a guilty verdict tomorrow, then if we can win a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay. You're right. I gotta talk to her. The real killer. So the real person who killed Mr. Credo was that assassin, Mr. Shelley the killer, right? And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then the new question comes to mind: who is the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client? You mean who asked for the murder? That person didn't want to dirty their own hands in blood, but whoever this client is, they're still a killer. Yeah, because you send an assassin to kill a person. That means you're still a killer. You're still a murderer. Imagine an assassin as a tool for your murder. Then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse yourself? But if Mr. Andrews wasn't the client, then no, it can't be Matt Engarde himself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I thought that last part as well. Matt Engarde must have been the person that hired the assassin. Because it's the only way you would ever explain. You know, it's the only reason you would ever need to explain why she. Mr. Engarde, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Guancarita? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone. And that includes Mr. John Guancarita, okay? He didn't kill anyone. But that's because he hides. He wasn't lying. Did you remember something, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Mr. Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting. She said that he'd gotten away with it before. You didn't hear it, did you, pals? Juan had bet everything on the Jamming Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. Going down with him. It's like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Mr. Engarde's secret? What is the secret? I don't know yet. But for now, let's think of it this way. Mr. Carita was going to reveal the secret. That means Mr. Engarde had plenty motive to have Mr. Carita silenced. Which means we have to meet Mr. Engarde. There's no way around it now. Okay. This is what I think. This is my theory, right? He hired the killer to kill Carita. Maybe, and Andrews, seeing that he may have been the one that hired the assassin, said, well, she must have known, like, he was gonna kill him, so she set him up so he wouldn't get away with it. So I guess he told the killer, yo, get this guy to defend me, get Phoenix Wright to defend me, and so I can get out of this mess. And the killer's like, okay. So he kidnaps Maya into forcing Phoenix to defend a guy who hired an assassin to murder a co-worker. It's kind of crazy. It'd be crazy. It'd be interesting if I'm right, but I have a feeling there's a bit more crazy stuff to happen coming up in this chapter or this episode or whatever it's called. What is it, Whippersnapper? All I know is nothing has what All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason, and I was told to use it to search the whole hotel. That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made. I don't know, and frankly, I don't care. But the request from Edgeworth, so Edgeworth? Yeah, he said, if you feel angry, direct your anger at an unsophisticated lawyer. So I'm going to feel free to direct all my anger towards you. Gee, thanks, but thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are. This is absolutely top secret, so you had better keep it to yourself. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of those presents. Very interesting. I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor one in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What was that? It means, well, you know that gossip that's been around my dear one. Oh, you mean that thing with Miss Andrews? But I'm sure she must have some reason for getting closer to Mr. Creator. I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious, puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people, spying on people by herself, as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself too. Wow, the alien actually admitted the true intentions for a change. I don't know what you're thinking exactly, but I can bet it's nothing good. But I didn't say anything. Juan and Adrian. So you want to know more about Juan and that manager, right? Or actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two. I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? Who are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, though. Oh, you're talking about Celeste Impact, Miss Andrew's mentor, right? Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know. Married? You mean to Mr. Karita? Ah, really? You young kids don't know anything, do you? That girl, Celeste, killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement. 3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the... Why would Miss Impact want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan. What? But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly cancelled their marriage. Is that true? It was in the weekly magazines, but why? Why would you do that? That's not in the magazines, unfortunately. I see. That night, after Juan called off the wedding, that manager Celeste killed herself. How terrible. Wow, she killed herself just because of marriage? That's crazy. She must have been deathly in love with him. Anyway, let's get the hell out of here. We need to go to the hotel lobby. March 22, Goodwater Hotel. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. Looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down. Stomach. Man, that's got kind of hurts. Oh god, knocked my microphone. Here we go. Okay. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Mr. Engarde's lawyer, right? Ah, yes, sir. Well, you finally found just the person. We finally found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. Decisive witness? You mean for Mr. Engarde's case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. That's the thing. You're not supposed to win. Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission, so there you go. I've already called them, so they know. Go on, go talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. This is such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. Sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. This is the thing. I think he actually did it. I think he actually did. This is the thing. I think he actually did it. But whether or not we can prove that is another thing. I'm sure they must have transferred Mr. Andrews by now. So that means that both Mr. Engarde and Mr. Andrews are in detention. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Matt Engarde, let's go. Dude, it's Mr. Wright. I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me and said that Juan Corrido was killed by an assassin, and that assassin's client is this man, Matt Engarde. Why is he allowed the telephone on his person? That's kind of crazy. There's something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like yourself usually. You're like yourself. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as a nickel samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that he would destroy Max. Oh, I've already said this. I don't need to say it again. Could you please fill me in on what that secret is, please? Psylocke. 5. I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, don't tell me a Psylocke. You said secret, right? But you don't have any idea what it is, do you, dude? Did you know about Mr. Corrido and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrido. Her mentor, Mr. Corrido's manager, Miss Andrews were going to get Miss Celeste Impact's notes from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got hungry. You offer pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? You'll love it. I love pizza. I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Engarde, are you connected to Mr. Impact's suicide in some way? Maybe. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Oh, Mr. Powers? What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now, he's still wearing that suit. And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. How does that, what? How? Like, he was with us when it happened. How does that make him the decisive witness? I knew, like, he would be part of this in some way, because every character in Phoenix Wright is always gonna come back. They always like they always come back throughout the chapter. Like they're always gonna be in that courtroom. That's something that I know for sure, for certain. Because we had not seen him for like ages, so I was like, so about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet, but it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mr. Maya and myself are your only two allies in this world, but it's alright. Ouch. I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? No, not really. You have that one guy, what's his name? From the last, I can't remember his bloody name. Whatever happened to him? Yeah, Butts. Wherever is Larry Butts, there you go. If something smells, it's always the Butts. That guy. You had that guy. Wonder what ever happened to him. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible. That's unforgivable. Ow, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over me? Over him? His manager, you know, Mr. Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities and their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image. But aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh hey, did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impacts? We heard something about her wedding was cancelled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day about this mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on ahead. Mr. Bowers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. His hair kind of looks cool. Hey, so, have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. Yeah, I heard about that. And they said that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Yeah, something bad that Juan didn't want to see. He didn't want to something bad about him. This is something. That's the one thing, that suicide note, that we always keep coming back to. That suicide note. If he did hide it, said it looks like I may have been caught by an insidious man. An insidious man? Does she mean Mr. Krita by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about it for sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Okay, so that pretty much tells us that we have to go back to the detention center. And I believe, now then, whose story I want to hear? I've got to hear Adrian Andrews this time. Hi. Oh, it's you. I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour. But there are some very few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight. Me? I thought your client was Matt. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. I can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Karidan had on Miss Engarde. Oh man, don't know anything. I'd like to ask you about Matt Engarde, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Engarde. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case, nothing. About Celeste's impact. I had finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hit her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it. You wants to burn it? But why? I didn't want it to spread like just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. The suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said. Why frame him? Why did you frame Mr. Engarde? That's simple, because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't it the duty of every good citizen to inform the police? But there had to be another way. The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death. Miss Andrews. Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without reason. So please, tell me why you did what you did. Revenge. Huh? Did you say something just now? 1. Psylocke, huh? It's just 1 compared to Engarde's 5 or 6. Yeah, it was 5, wasn't it? You're not my lawyer, to be honest. You're more like an enemy. Aww. I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. No. Anyway. I kind of want that ringtone, but honestly, I'm more of a fan of the corner theme. The one you hear at the beginning of every episode, the intro. That's a really good. It's a really good remix by, I believe, DJ Sound. I forget what his name was. He makes really good. He makes really good electronic music. Alright, I recommend listening to him if you find the chance. Go into the description below, copy and paste the song name into the search bar, and you should find it straight off the bat. No time to relax now, pal. I'm as good as anything here. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who brought the spy camera. This quickly? And this bear, what gave them away, pal? This is what gave them away, pal. I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Duh. I figured that out. I figured that out last time. It's a one-of-a-kind bear, very rare. Like, I would look into the bear, not the camera. The camera, 1 in a million, but the bear, 1 in probably 100. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt Engarde. Damn, son. Where'd you find this? I'm so funny. And here I thought things were going to get worse. I sure you heard right, but the person who bought this bear was, I heard it was from the department store clerks, pal. This is a credit card receipt from the purchase. It's $3,800, pal. That's an exact match to the price of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just the receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me, I'm sure I sold this bear to Mr. Engarde. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Engarde's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Matt Engarde himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. I think Phoenix is more shocked about him defending a murderer. That's what I think, because he's always been so staunch in like he only will defend people who tell the truth. But now he's kind of forced into this corner where, you know, this guy is gonna be screwed. This guy has done it. This guy possibly has done it, and there's enough to prove that he's done it. So, kind of crazy though. The person who put that, my God, yeah. Why would Mr. Engarde do something like this? I bet it was to catch Mr. Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him, Mr. Engarde? I mean, yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. That he actually did it. I'm scared myself. If he actually did it, we'll be defending a murderer. If we defend a murderer and we win, we let a murderer go, but we get Mario back. But if we lose, and we know Edgeworth. If this guy actually did it, Edgeworth is gonna come out as with everything, and the more and more we work that trial, the more and more we're digging ourselves in the hole to the point where we're gonna lose that. We might lose it. Relax. Don't you know ignorance is bliss? If you ignorance is bliss. There's some things I wish I didn't know. Okay, it's time. Magatama, Psylocke time, baby. Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what the secret is of yours. What if Mr. Corrida had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about one, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep saying it until until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. I know you paid close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially that night. Yes. The spy camera. Someone used this camera to secretly film Miss Corrida's room the night of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then the images and the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was the camera? Where was this camera you're talking about was hidden? It was inside the stuffed bear. The spy camera was in this bear's eye. The bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. That's one gone. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corrida was none other than yourself. Mr. Engarde, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. But he says he knows you. He how could you forget such a great friend? What else did the bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. Engarde. If I didn't know how you work in court, I'd think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is a little joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's the proof that you put the camera inside Bear. I'm not gonna press B this time. I'm not pressing B. I'm using the touchpad. Simple. Simple stuff. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Engarde. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, what you can tell from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800. This could be the toothbrush I brought that one time. $3,800 toothbrush. Ah, he said it himself. Yeah, he said it himself. I had the exact same reaction. Who buys a toothbrush? That must be some crazy. That toothbrush. It must play like fucking Sega Genesis games, or like it plays Netflix and has internet access and Wi-Fi. That's the only way. And it cleans your teeth for you. It's automatic. Like, you don't even need to use your hands at all. That's the only reason. Anyway, off the subject of the toothbrush. Should have said earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes, you're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds like a stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set up the camera yet, and what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Creeder's room is... The reason why you hid this camera is... What's the reason? I think you wanted to kill him, that's why. What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. This man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know a shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting all jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes here now. Damn, that's a huge... The killer. It's because you're his client. You're a hero of justice. That's funny. Since you're the one who set up the camera, that means you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You're Shelly the Killer. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Wonkarita. The real mastermind behind the whole murder is you, Matt Engarde. Sigh. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought it would, if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Mr. Engarde, you really did hire... Hold on a sec. I'm going to consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about that time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer dude. Meet who? Shit. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt Engarde. Whoa, where the hell? First of all, where'd you get that liquor from? You just popped it out of nowhere. Does your other self just suddenly just have this ability to just like pour beverages into a glass for himself? Just like magic? And how the hell do you hide something like that? That massive scar like that? How do you hide something like that? Man, does he look menacing. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really were Shelly the Killer's client. You don't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, do you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me, I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that one is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera and... A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret, but I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. What? Oh, come on now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deeds of their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why. Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. That video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, girl? Damn, this guy's kind of crazy. Or maybe my voice acting is just that good. Because he was about to sing so much dung onto my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, then Mr. Engarde's secret would have... well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, that assassin too. Oh, how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Matt Engarde. Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could you be so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked you if you had killed Juan Corrida, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was the killer guy, right? Yeah, he told you the truth. All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. Oh, you killed Mr. Corrida. How dare you say that in court tomorrow? Aw, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mr. Meyer, you were the one to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting your certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel! I'd call him a fuck twat. That's what I would call him. Fuck scoundrel. Remember, everyone likes the happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. One said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how well things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. That starting line in this case. Edgeworth. I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if you plan? We're going to continue talking to Edgeworth in the next part, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we finally found out what the true colors of Matt Engarde. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button and show your support. Of course, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later for some more things. Right, Ace Attorney, justice for all. Peace.